Welcome to Sports Talk.
Hello everyone, welcome. I'm Nick.
I'm Mike.
We're talking about sports. Instead, we're going to go over the 2022 Baltimore Ravens salary review and off-season moves for 2022. Huge year for Baltimore, man. Huge year for Lamar Jackson. Huge year for John Harbaugh. I mean, look at them two right there. I mean, really. I mean, they were so dynamic a few years ago. Kind of fell down this year. Lamar Jackson got hurt a little bit. It's a lot. It's a lot. This Baltimore Ravens team, man, over the last few years, it really is an interesting team ever since they won the Super Bowl going back. What year was that, Mike? 2010, 2012, around there?
Yeah, with Flacco.
Yeah. I don't remember what year it was. Forgive me for that. But let me tell you something. This team, there's a lot they can do this off season. So we're going to try to do a mock off season for you guys. Free agency, the draft, and so much more. So let's hop right into it, Mike. Can you explain to them the first slide? Go ahead.
Yes, I can, Nick. So the cap space, they have $9.7 million available to spend. That's before you make any cuts or anything else. Now the player's in green. So let's look at Tyus Bowser, for example. You see $4 million in green. That means if you release him, you add $4 million to the cap space, you free $4 million up. So that's $4 million you can use to sign somebody in free agency or re-sign somebody. Now, if you look at Patrick Queen and you see the $4 million in red, if you cut Patrick Queen, you would lose $4 million towards that cap space.
Yeah, so overall here, you look at this roster, if anybody's missing, there's a reason why. The reason why people are missing from this spot is because these are the guys that are currently under contract. This is why if someone's not under contract, you can't cut them and save money. It makes no sense. Same thing. You can't cut them and lose money. It's just that they just walk away. You lose nothing. You gain nothing. So big guys here. One big guy, Marcus Peters. He's going to save $10 million if you cut him. Alejandro Villanueva, $6 million if you cut him. And those are the two big guys. Justin Matabuke. I believe he was a defensive tackle that you guys drafted either last year or the year before. You can save $5 million if you cut him. Tyus Bowser, you can save $4 million if you cut him, like Mike said. Overall, you look at this roster, not bad, but definitely has some rooms for improvement. Let's hop into the next slide. We're going to show you your notable losses or the guys that need a contract do. Mike, go ahead.
Okay, so here's the notable losses. But before I get into reading them, I got to give thanks to our numbers guy. He figures out the expected contracts and the percentage of snaps played. Noah, the windshield wiper blade Thompson. Got to thank him. We couldn't do it without him. Now, getting into the notable losses, we got Calais Campbell, defensive end. His expected contract is a 1-year, $8 million deal, and he played 56.7% of the snaps this year. Next, we got edge Justin Houston. His expected contract is a 1-year, $7 million deal, and he played 53.2% of the snaps. Next, we got center Bradley Bozeman. He wants a 3-year, $21 million deal, and he played 90.7% of the snaps. We got wide receiver Sammy Watkins. He wants a 2-year, $12 million deal. He played 43.4% of the snaps. Next, we got Deshaun Elliott, strong safety. He wants to expected contract is a 1-year, $5.25 million deal. He played 28% of the snaps. And finally, we got linebacker Josh Bynes. 1-year, $1.5 million contract is expected, and he played 49.5% of the snaps this season.
Yeah, so again, big rule of thumb here is, again, if they pay a high percentage of snaps played, you usually try to bring them back. That means they played a lot, and if you lose them, you're going to lose a lot what you had last year, especially if they're your players. So let's hop into the next slide where I'm going to show you the potential targets for this upcoming season. Here you go. Here's a potential target. So right here, you see you got $9.7 million estimated cap space. We got you cutting Tavon Young, who's going to see $5.8 million. Is going to put you at $15.5 million in estimated cap space available. With that being stated, we got you guys making two signings. One signing, Bradley Bozeman, 3-year, $21 million, $7 million cap hit, and Jaron Curse, 3 years, $15 million, $5 million cap hit. Those two combined come out to $12 million, which saves you $3.5 million in estimated cap space available. Or remaining cap space available. Team needs. Your team needs a wide receiver, interior offensive lineman, offensive tackle, defensive tackle, edge, linebacker, safety. We got you guys re-signing Bradley Bozeman, interior offensive lineman, and we got you guys signing Jaron Curse for safety. Now, in the first round, we got you guys drafting David Ajabo. Second round, we got you guys drafting Chad Muma. And the third round, oh my goodness, we got you guys bringing in Matt Mitchell, right tackle, to fill in that possible if Alejandro Villanueva gets hurt or if he retires, to fill in that offensive tackle spot for the right tackle position. Third, you guys get another third round pick. We really don't know what's going to be left there by that time. And of course, a fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh rounder. Again, we're not going to project that. You still have some needs, defensive tackle and wide receiver that you can possibly draft later in the draft. Mike, let's hop in and show them their future depth chart here. Go ahead.
Yeah, so starting with the green, we see Jaron Kearse. That is a signing. So that's a free agent signing, someone you're bringing in from free agency. Now, we see the player in orange, Bradley Bozeman. That's a re-sign. So the orange players are re-signs. He steps right back where he left off in his position. And then the light blue are rookies. We got Max Mitchell, David Ojabo, and Chad Mumet. We got those two guys stepping in and making an impact right away. And then the players highlighted in yellow are placeholders where we think they can improve and bring somebody in that can be better.
Yeah. So overall, I mean, when you look at this roster to me, you're definitely making some improvements. I mean, right away, you had a nice edge rusher in David Ojabo or I don't know how you really say it yet. Again, I haven't really scouted a lot of these guys yet. So again, that will be coming in a future video, but he's a nice edge rusher from what I'm understanding. Max Mitchell at right tackle, filling in possibly for Alejandro Villanueva in case anything happens. And Chad Muma at linebacker, playing alongside Patrick Queen, another really good guy that you guys will possibly bring in. This is not, and you got reserves, defensive tackle, interior offensive lineman, wide receiver, safety. These are things that you can possibly draft later in the round just for depth purposes, or maybe you can even fill them in, plug them, and play them. Overall, Mike, what do you think about this team? How far do you think they're going to go? What do you got here?
So I think you definitely need to address another wide receiver, whether it be you free up some more money and you go after somebody in free agency, a veteran that Lamar Jackson can throw the ball to, or you draft one. Who knows what they're going to do there, but I think they definitely need to address it because Marquise Brown who is a good receiver, but he has questionable hands, and Rashad Bateman is yet to be proven. I was a big fan of Rashad Bateman coming out of college, but we truly don't know what we're going to get out of him yet. The running back position is an interesting position to me on this team because it was very frustrating last year to watch this team because they didn't have much of a run game because they lost J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards. So we need to see how those guys respond from their injuries. And we got to really still see what J.K. Dobbins is all about. This is another guy I was a pretty big fan of when he was a rookie coming out. He was one of my favorite running backs in that draft. So I think the potential is there, but you never truly know how somebody is going to respond from an injury. As for the defense, the Ravens defense wasn't the greatest this year, and that's something we're not used to seeing from this team. We usually see a solid defense from the Baltimore Ravens. So hopefully these improvements, these guys we brought in, come on and make an immediate impact to help this defense get back to playing Raven-styles football, which we didn't see last year. I think this division as a whole is an interesting one because you got the up-and-coming Bengals who really, really impressed this year going on that Super Bowl run. But I think the Ravens can come right back to the top if they get healthy at the running back position and the defense plays better football. I think they'll be in contention with winning this division again. I can see them with about 9-10 wins this year.
Yeah, and I agree with you. Look, this year was basically a throwaway year for the Baltimore Ravens. They still had 8 wins, and they went 8-9 total. So many injuries this year just plagued this team early on in the year. Big guy that you guys are losing in this mock free agency and offseason in general is Calais Campbell. We're going to see how the hell the team fills in his missing spot because he plays a huge role in this defense. But besides that, you really are. I mean, you're upgrading an edge. You're upgrading a linebacker. You're bringing in a future right tackle for this team to be a starter for years to come. Again, like Mike said, I would love to give you guys another wide receiver to look at, another defense tackle, but it's tough to really predict really late third-round picks and early or late fourth-round picks. It's just hard to know how the hell the board's going to fall when it actually does fall. But overall, look, this team, like Mike said, would not be surprised 9-10 wins. 8, 9, 10 wins again. I really don't know. It could be 8 wins again. This division is a division that's really up for anyone to grab. The Ravens can grab it. The Browns can grab it. The Steelers can grab it. The Bengals can grab it. Anybody can grab it. No team, in my opinion, is really too great. What, Mike?
It can be more. It can be more than 10, 11 wins.
It could.
If this team gets it all together, the defense plays well, and Lamar Jackson takes a step in the right direction throwing the football.
Absolutely. The question that we got to ask ourselves here is this. What team in this division, like you said, is going to catch the steam? And whatever that team is can very well win 10-plus games easily. I think these moves definitely help this team. If I had to say something right now, I say that you guys are definitely contending for a playoff spot next year like you did this year, really. I mean, you guys contended with really what wasn't a great team, in my opinion, when Lamar went down and Peters went down and Humphrey went down. It was just nuts, let's be honest. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Let us know what you think about this video. We got a lot of stuff coming around. Prospects. We're going to be doing a bunch of videos on the prospects coming out in this draft. We got draft grades coming up after the draft. We got coaching grades coming up and so much more. Stay tuned. Leave a like, subscribe, and let us know what you guys think about what we did for the Baltimore Ravens. Until next time, we'll see you guys soon. Peace. We are.
Well, better.
See you guys soon. Peace.